Hello everyone and welcome to the session. Good morning all of you. This is Ashima Shukla, your current affairs and banking awareness faculty on Entri platform. In this session, we'll be talking about all the major news events that have taken place in the past days. The discussion is going to involve all the important news events in form of highlights. Apart from that, at the end of the session, we will also be talking about a few questions from the news events that will be discussed before, and you'll be getting an idea about how the questions can be framed from the news events that are presently discussed. After that, you can also take free live quiz which will be available on Entri app. Starting on the discussion of news events, the first is related to BAFTA or the British Academy Film Awards. The 75th edition of these awards was held recently at Royal Albert Hall in London. In this, there were various categorical awards that were given, out of which the important ones, the ones which are important from examination point of view, is the Best Film Award, which was given to The Power of Dog. Best Director Award was to Jane Campion for The Power of Dog. Best Actress in Leading Role was Joanna Scanlon for After Love, and the Best Actor was Will Smith for King Richard. Apart from that, there were other categories also in which the awards were given that you can see in the complete list of BAFTA awards. Then starting on the news events, the first is that Indian Railways has commissioned the first Gati Shakti multimodal cargo terminal in Asansol division of Earth Eastern Railway under the PM Gati Shakti program. This private siding of Maithan Power Limited has been commissioned by Asansol division at Thapar Nagar in Jharkhand. Now, what is the objective with which this setup has been done? So, this is the first Gati Shakti multimodal terminal which has been set up by Indian Railways for launching of the GCT policy. Now, there are about 500 multimodal cargo terminals which are to be set up within the duration of 4 to 5 years as per the Gati Shakti vision that has been set by the Prime Minister of India and the Railway Ministry. Union Minister for Labour and Employment Shri Bhupendra Yadav ji released a book titled Role of Labour in India's Development on 9th of March as a part of iconic week celebration of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. The book has been published by VV Giri National Labour Institute of Noida under the Ministry of Labour of Government of India. There are about 12 articles that have been written in this by eminent academicians and practitioners for the contribution of labour in India's developmental journey. Stockholm International Peace Research Institute or SIPRI released its latest report on trends in international arms transfer 2021. Largest arms importer in 2017 to 21 was India and Saudi Arabia, who have emerged as the largest importers in the particular year. They accounted for about 11% of the total global arms sales, in which India was placed at the top of the list. Largest arms exporter in 17 to 21 was United States of America with 39% of share, retaining itself as the largest exporter. Indian shuttler Lakshya Sen ji settled for silver after losing to Kunlavut Vitisdan of Thailand in the men's singles in German Open 2022. So gold medal winner was Kunlavut Vitisdan of Thailand, whereas in women's single the gold medal winner was He Bingzhou of China beating Shen Yufei of China. Live Quick has become the first prepaid payment instrument insurer to gain full interoperability directed by the Reserve Bank of India for PPIs. Now, as per the powers which have been mentioned under Section 18 of Payments and Settlement System Act 2007, it is mandated to all the PPI issuers to offer interoperability for full KYC wallet by the end of 31st of March 2022. Now, why is interoperability being mandated? That is to enable customers to perform optimization of their payments and expenditures using the wallets connected via any card of RuPay or Visa. One UP is the name of India's first primary market investment platform which will be used to invest in IPOs or initial public offerings, NCDs, non-convertible debentures, and SGB, sovereign gold bonds. It was launched by IIFL Securities Limited. As per Morgan Stanley, India's GDP growth forecast for 2022-23, for that is financial year 23, to be at 7.9%. It's 50 basis points less than the earlier prediction which has been made. It has raised the retail inflation projection to 6%, expecting the current account deficit to widen by 3% of the GDP. Mukhyamantri Cha Shrami Kalyan Prakalpa scheme was launched by Tripura for the tea workers of the state. The fund of 85 crore has been allocated for the implementation of this particular scheme, which will grant a social security of to the 7,000 tea garden workers in the state of Tripura. Odisha has topped in Mission Indradhanush as it has covered immunization with 90.5% coverage, apart from a successful vaccination against COVID-19 infection under the Mission Indradhanush 4.0. Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways recently said that MV Prasad Bismilji has become the longest vessel to sail on Brahmaputra River. The ship is 90 meters long, 26 meters wide, 2.1 meters loaded with the draft. Inland Waterway Authority of India as well as Bangladesh Inland Water Transport Authority have worked together for this. The vessel carried a consignment of 200 metric tons of food grains for the Food Corporation of India from Patna to Pandu, completing the pilot movement of cargo between Ganga in the National Waterway 1 and Brahmaputra in the National Waterway 2. In 5 years, mobile broadband subscribers have on the more doubled to 765 million from 345 million. In 2021, according to the data, traffic has reached 17 GB per month. HAL has recently signed an MOU with the French firm Safran Helicopter Engines to extend cooperation on chopper engines. A modern facility of helicopter engines, a joint venture of HAL and Safran at Sattari, 40 kilometers from Panji in Goa. The full capacity goal of 150 engines in the coming years will be completed by 2023. Capacity to repair is 50 engines a year. Bharatiya Janata Party announced to release a book on the life of Prime Minister Modi ji titled Modi at 20, Dreams Meet Delivery. The book captures the political life of PM Modi's past 20 years, ranging from his tenure as the Chief Minister of Gujarat to the Prime Minister of India. Now, this book, which has been announced by the party, is going to be who is going to be the one who has written this book, or who is going to be compiling this book. So editing and compilation has been done by Bluecraft Digital Foundation, and it will be hitting the stands in April 2022. Union Minister for Power Shri Raj Kumar Singh ji virtually launched first of its kind virtual Smart Grid Knowledge Center and Innovation Park as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav program. Virtual SGKC will give a digital footprint on the physical setup of SGKC established by Power Grid in 2018 at its center in Manesar in Haryana. Now, virtual SGKC is housed with Power Grid Center in Manesar, and it's conceptualized and developed by Power Grid with support from Ministry of Power definitely, and it is going to be one of the leading centers of excellence globally to foster innovation, entrepreneurship and research in smart grid technologies. Government of India has approved $1 billion line of credit for Sri Lanka to help the nation in importing food essentials as well as medicine, because they are facing a severe economic crisis. Bajaj Allianz General Insurance extended tenure of its current Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer Tapan Singhal for another 5 years starting 1st of April. He has already completed 10 years as MD and CEO of the company. Parliament of Hungary has elected Katalin Ivanova to be the first female president of the country. She is a 44-year-old and won the elections by approximately 72 to 73%. Now these were the news events that were there, important highlights of the news events that are important. Now from these, how the questions can be framed, let's have a look at that. First is, which company has become the first prepaid payment instrument insurer to gain full interoperability directed by RBI for its PPIs. Now the company which has got full interoperability is LiveQuick, and why is it important? It is already a mandatory thing which has to be issued by 31st of March 2022. Which state launched the Mukhyamantri Chashrami Kalyan Prakalpa scheme? Now this scheme was launched for all the tea workers of that particular state, and the state we are talking about is Tripura, whose chief minister is Biplab Kumar Devji and the governor is Satyedo Narayan Arya ji. Name the vessel that recently became the longest vessel to sail on Brahmaputra river. The longest vessel to do so or sail in Brahmaputra river is MV Ram Prasad Bismil. And what is the length of this vessel, because it has become the longest one? It is 90 meters long. It is 90 meters long, and it was from Bangladesh and India, because both the countries have worked together for its implementation. Indian Railways recently commissioned the first Gati Shakti multimodal cargo terminal in which of the following division? Now this Gati Shakti program has been implemented by the Asansol division of the Eastern Railways for the Gati Shakti program, which will be implemented in 500 multimodal cargo terminals in the coming 4 to 5 years. What is the rank of India in terms of largest importer of arms during 2017-21 as per the report of SIPRI? Now in terms of importer, India was at the first position, sharing with Saudi Arabia, whereas in terms of exporter, we had United States of America retaining its position. Which film bagged the Best Film Award at the 2022 BAFTA Awards? Now in the Best Film category, we had The Power of Dog, and the director of Power of Dog was the best director or the winner of Best Director Award in the BAFTA Awards. With this, we'll be winding up this segment. I hope this session has been helpful. Don't forget to like the video, share the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, you can take more such questions for your practice on Entri app via the free quiz. Till then, have a great day ahead.